Right now, the Republic cannot afford not to borrow anymore just to keep finances where they are, just to maintain, to prevent the bottom from falling off. The borrowing has to come.
The National Treasury figures reveal that as of June 2023, Kenya's public debt accounted for 70.8% of the gross domestic product GDP, with domestic debt at 4.9 trillion shillings and external debt reaching 5.5 trillion shillings.
About 2.5 trillion shillings is owed to multilateral banks, 1.37 trillion is owed to commercial banks, 880 billion is owed to China. You have seen in the case of the Eurobond, where the handling of foreign loan proceeds outside Kenya meant that the Auditor General and the Controller of Budget had no sight of the transactions.
To mitigate this situation, the government is pursuing fiscal discipline and shifting capital-intensive infrastructure projects to public-private partnerships.
And you're now borrowing from people with, I'd say, diverse reputations. That's my word. Reputations of different kinds. You just have to borrow from everybody to keep everything running.
Experts point out that there are additional issues that need to be addressed to curb Kenya's borrowing habits.
The government always brings debt ceilings to Parliament for approval, and then treats the approval of debt ceiling as an approval of a loan. In other words, the government treats the approval of a capacity as parliamentary commitment to borrow.
The National Treasury has announced plans to clean up the country's debt registry in an effort to provide a transparent view of the public debt situation. This announcement was made during the launch of a report analyzing Kenya's debt from 2000 to 2024. Recommendations include Parliament taking full control of the budget-making process and ensuring transparency and detail in project components.
In the last 10 years, the debt ceiling, or what we call debt ceiling, which is a suggestion, completely useless as a policy instrument for managing debt. Every time the Treasury came before Parliament and sought its expansion, it was done 7 times. So you have to ask yourself, what value is it if there is no controls around that area?
It is actually just black and white. It is the mandate and responsibility of Parliament. Based on what has happened in the political economy, Parliament and the entire political class know they are in trouble with the people. Because this is no longer 2016, where a few experts would say we are in trouble because of debt. We all know we are in trouble because of debt. That is why they will not set up the IEBC.
Currently, Kenya has managed to avert a default. Interest rates from bilateral lenders such as International Monetary Fund remained low, with repayments on its 234 billion shillings bond starting in 2029.
I can assure you the economic issues are tough. They are very complex. We are rarely able to speak to them in ways that get to the people. A very unique collaboration of technocrats in this area, people who are skilled in campaigns, and then Gen Zs on all their streets. We pressure government and we go back to what was intended when people are in Bomas, where Parliament as a representative of the people, not of the president, are the ones that are determining how we budget, how we raise taxes, and how we acquire and utilize debt.
Linda Koskei, K24 TV.